All right, for the next few minutes, let's be clear. This isn't just some plan. We're going to break down a whole philosophy for completely transforming yourself. Think of it like a contract with yourself. We've pulled this from some of the most hardcore motivational stuff you can find, and it's called the 365-Day Gauntlet. And we're starting right here with this quote, because it just cuts through every possible excuse. See, I failed means you actually did something. You tried, you got in the ring, you showed up. What if? Man, that's just the ghost of what you could have been. It's that quiet little regret that just follows you around, you know? It's literally the sound of doing nothing.
And that's really what this whole thing is about, right? It's about stepping into that arena, facing the fight. Look, the real question isn't whether you win or lose on day one. It's about whether you have the guts to even buy the ticket and walk through the gates in the first place. Okay, so before you can even think about stepping into that arena, you've got to be brutally, painfully honest with the person you see in the mirror. You know why you're here. It's because that reflection, it's not who you want to be. And you hear those whispers, those little taunts, maybe they're from other people, but the ones that really cut deep, yeah, they're coming from you.
Maybe this is the one that gets you. You know, that offhand comment that lands like a punch to the gut. It questions your strength, your very presence in a room. It's just a constant reminder that you feel totally overlooked, completely underestimated. Or hey, maybe it's this one. The joke that's not really a joke at all, is it? It's looking in the mirror and seeing a body that feels heavy and slow and just lazy. A body you feel completely trapped inside. It's not some funny little jab. It's the reality you carry around with you every single day. And then there's that voice inside your own head, and let's be honest, that's usually the most vicious one of all. It's that voice constantly telling you you've let yourself go, that you've lost your edge. It's that awful feeling of being completely stuck, knowing you need a change, but having no clue where to even begin. And that right there, that brings us to the turning point. Look, the desire to change is there. The pain is obviously real, but wanting something without doing anything, that's just a wish. The real journey, the real transformation, it only starts when you finally decide you're willing to pay the price, because absolutely everything worthwhile has a cost. So let's talk about the gauntlet itself. And let me be super clear. This is not a New Year's resolution. This is a binding contract, a 1-year, all-in commitment to literally forging a new you from the ground up. 365 days. A full year. That's the timeline. And the goal? To become 10 times stronger, 10 times more powerful than you are at this very moment. And I'm not just talking physically. I mean mentally too. This is a marathon, my friend, not a sprint. But just look at the stark reality of it. There's this gym owner who says for every 1,000 people who sign up in January, half of them are gone within a month. A month. By the time the year is over, only 50 are left. 50 out of 1,000. This journey isn't for everybody. It's for the very few who just refuse to quit. And we have to be perfectly, brutally clear about this. The next 365 days are going to be filled with pain. There are going to be days you want to give up. Days your body just aches and your mind is screaming at you to stop. This path is literally designed to weed out the people who aren't fully committed.
So, where does the physical work even start? It starts in what we're calling the forges of strength. These aren't just workouts, okay? Think of them as trials by fire, each one specifically designed to systematically rebuild your body into a weapon.
So, here's the battle plan. And it covers the whole shebang. We're talking building raw power, developing an engine that just refuses to quit, and then fueling your body with the diet of a champion. Every single piece here is absolutely critical to forging a physique that just commands respect. This is your blueprint for the next year. All right, first things first. We attack what's called the laziness-inducing mass. You know that bulky, heavy feeling? The goal here is to strip away all that non-functional weight and replace it with dense, powerful, functional muscle. We're building a body that's an asset, not a burden you have to carry around. But listen, strength is totally useless without an engine. This whole part is about building the capacity to go longer and harder than anybody else in the room. It's about eliminating that lazy voice in your head and body that's always telling you to stop. Real power, it's the ability to keep going when everyone else is gassed out. Then we get to the specialized phases. And honestly, this is going to be pure agony and pure growth. We're talking a full month dedicated to nothing but legs, your foundation.
A full week focused on arms and muscles until you literally feel like they're going to fall off. This is how you shock your body into a whole new state of being.
But you know what? As absolutely brutal as all that physical work is, it is nothing compared to the real battle. The real war is the one that's fought between your ears. Your body will want to quit long before it actually has to. Your mind, that is the real test.
And this right here, this captures the choice you're going to make every single day. The pain of effort, the soreness, the burn, that's temporary. It fades. But the pain of regret, that's a movie that plays in your head on a loop forever. The memory of quitting on yourself, that's permanent.
This is the mentality you absolutely have to adopt. Think about it. The lion, he's not the biggest animal in the jungle. He's not the fastest. He's not the smartest. So how is he the king? It's his mindset. It's all mentality. When a lion sees an elephant, an animal that could crush him, he thinks one thing, lunch. The elephant, he thinks run. It's never about the size of the obstacle. It's about how you see it. Is it a threat or is it an opportunity?
So how do you build this unbreakable mind? Here's the 3-step plan. First, you need a crystal clear vision of who you want to become. You have to see it. Second, you need a military-grade discipline. That means doing what has to be done, period. Whether you feel like it or not, doesn't matter. And third, you master the art of presence. You learn how to create an entire atmosphere just by walking into a room.
All right, so after you've gone through the crucible, after you've forged that unbreakable mind, we finally get to the last stage, the payoff. This is the entire reason you endure all that pain. This is about the champion you become on the other side. So let's just ask the question, point blank. After 365 days of blood, sweat, and pure sacrifice, what is the reward? What do you actually get? What does that person who crawls out of the fire look like? What do they feel like? How do they act?
This is the transformation. And the rewards, they're both inside and out. You get this unshakable confidence that only comes from one thing, keeping a promise to yourself. You earn respect without ever having to say a word, just from your presence alone. You finally build the body you always imagined, and you forge the mindset of a true champion. And you know what? People are just drawn to that kind of powerful energy. It happens without you even trying.
So, we're going to end right back where we started, with a question. The clock starts right now. The gauntlet has been thrown. 1 year from today, 365 days, when you look in that mirror, who are you going to see? The choice, as always, is yours.